This wartime authority gives the president the power to deport non-citizens without a judicial hearing during a period of war or invasion. The act has only been used 3 other times in American history. This is the first time it's been invoked since World War II. But the president is justifying its use.
Well, this is a time of war because Biden allowed millions of people.
Okay, President Trump, man, promises made, promises kept. President Trump deports 238 gang members to El Salvador. What is the problem with that? What is the problem with that, Democrats? So the Democrats are pushing back on this. I guess the judge wanted the plane to turn that damn plane around. We want these gang members in this country. We want to be more tough. I guess that's the angle the Democrats are taking now. Oh man, the U.S. president invokes a 1798 law to deport alleged members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua to El Salvador. Oh man, let's see. President Donald Trump's administration has deported alleged members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua from the United States to El Salvador despite a court order prohibiting their expulsion from the country. Sunday's move is the latest in a series of steps by the Trump administration to expel foreign nationals, some accused of being in the U.S. without documentations, others targeted over campus protests. Here's what happened and whether it violated the court order. Look, I don't know if this is the hill that the Democrats really want to die on. I mean, they are getting rid of illegal immigrants that are gang members. And from what I'm reading and from what I understand, a very notorious, dangerous, deadly gang. Why in the world would you want these people in the streets of the United States? It doesn't make any sense. So let's take a look, man. Democrats, this is why your polling is down. This is why the American public, the American citizens, do not trust you. They are losing faith in the Democratic Party. And it's incredible. Like all of the things that you guys are demonstrating, it's a losing playbook. You guys are losing, but for whatever reason, I don't know who's advising you. I don't know if you guys think you're winning in the courtroom of public opinion, but man, you guys are being dismantled. You guys are being picked apart. President Trump is trolling y'all every single chance he gets, and right now y'all in shambles. The Trump administration is winning. That's what winning looks like.
All right, let's get to some news. It's 4 minutes after the top of the hour. The White House is defending its decision to send hundreds of alleged gang members to a super prison down in El Salvador.
And President Trump is thanking the country for taking all of those illegal migrants in.
Good job, El Salvador. One of the great stories in Central and South America. Maddie Rivera is live in Washington. Maddie.
Hi, guys. Good morning. The president of El Salvador says more than 200 Tren de Aragua members arrived in the country over the weekend. He also says they received almost 24 MS-13 gang members from the U.S. A senior Trump administration official tells our Bill Malugin 261 illegal aliens were deported to El Salvador. In total, 101 were Venezuelans removed via Title VIII, and 137 were deported through the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. And that's what's been causing a lot of controversy. This wartime authority gives the president the power to deport non-citizens without a judicial hearing during a period of war or invasion. The act has only been used 3 other times in American history. This is the first time it's been invoked since World War II. But the president is justifying its use.
Well, this is a time of war because Biden allowed millions of people, many of them criminals, many of them at the highest level. They emptied jails out. Other nations emptied their jails into the United States. It's an invasion.
On Saturday, a federal judge ordered the Trump administration to stop removals under the act to see if its invocation is legal. And he ordered deportation flights to turn around. But the White House says the planes were already outside of U.S. airspace, so they argue the judge's ruling no longer applied. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the administration did not refuse to comply with a court order. Leavitt goes on to say federal courts generally have no jurisdiction over the president's conduct of foreign affairs, adding a single judge in a single city cannot direct the movements of an aircraft carrier full of alien terrorists who are physically expelled from U.S. soil. The temporary restraining order is in effect for 14 days. A hearing is scheduled on March 21st.
I can't believe the Democrats are pushing back on this. This seems like an easy win for the United States. Why in the world would this be one of the things that you push back on? And what I'm noticing is you guys, Democrats, are pushing back on every single thing. Every single thing. There's nothing that the Trump administration can do. When he addressed you in the speech to Congress, he was absolutely right. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, there's absolutely nothing that I could do to please the Democratic Party. He could find the cure for cancer. It doesn't matter. I mean, your party can't even stand up for brain cancer for a child. I think he's 13 years old that survived brain cancer. And I forget how many brain cancer surgeries he had, but it was a lot of them. And, you know, they were honoring this young man. Why not? You mean to tell me you can't find good in that? What your pushback is, oh, well, he's just using this kid. He's just propping this kid up. Look, all this kid wants is to be in law enforcement. And he's taking a look at people cheering him on, okay? He's just a kid. You can't take it at that face value. This is just a kid, man. We'll stand up. We'll applaud his fight. You don't have to applaud what you think is political, like it's a political agenda. You don't have to stand and applaud that. You can at least applaud the kid, man. This is why you guys are losing. And then you have situations like this. I don't know anybody that wants gang members in their neighborhoods, man. Look, some of us grew up in neighborhoods like that, and we've made enough money to move out of those neighborhoods, right? Okay. So I don't think there's anyone that wants their family subjected to crime, to violence, to any of these things, drugs, whatever. If they're removing these people out of our country that are gang members and they're here illegally, so be it. This is not the fight y'all want, man. You guys' approval rating is already in the toilet. It's going to get worse. Keep doing this. Keep doing what you guys are doing, and I'm telling you, you lose midterms and you lose 2028. It's insane.
Lawrence, Ainsley, and Brian.
All right,
Maddie, it's incredible. Thank you so much. When you look at their rap sheets, it's hard to believe that some judge was saying, keep them here in America. Because they are alleged gang members and their rap sheets are long. These are career criminals that were in America, in this great country of El Salvador. The president there, working hand in hand with Donald Trump, decided they can come here. And you see in the video, their heads were being forced down. They're being transported one by one. They're getting their heads shaved. They're walking with their hands behind their necks. And this is all at a detention center, the El Salvador Terrorism Confinement Center. And the president down there says they will stay for at least a year.
Yet again, I find myself amazed with the Democratic Party and even some of the members of the media. They're talking about process again, and they're not talking about the evildoers that were in our country because Joe Biden decided to just unleash the border, remove all the security barriers that were there because he didn't like the president that came before him. And you had 10 million people come into the country. We didn't vet these people, and some of these people right here were the ones that came into the country. Rapists, murderers, people that committed assault as well. And so you have this unifying message. 80% of the country, over 70% believe that we should have mass deportation of these people. Yet they defend the actions of these criminals.
So the way I understand it, a couple of days ago, I think it was Friday, where the president enacted the 1798 era Alien Enemies Act. And he said because of that, he was setting the table to get rid of TDA, MS-13, and all these criminal gangs that have come into our country. Next thing you know, we have lined up, I guess, 21 of the most wanted El Salvador MS-13 guys, 250 alien enemy members of TDA. They were all decided because I think Marco Rubio worked this out with the El Salvadorian president to open up their prisons. They cleaned up their country by putting them all in jail. And they said the ones who came into America, we'll take them back. We pay them, but it's going to save us money to put El Salvador, keep them in a complete lockup for at least a year because we do not have the confidence the Venezuelan will be able to hold him. So a judge decides, wait a second, I don't think you should be able to do the 1798 Act. Turn the plane around.
No way.
Turn the plane around.
No way.
No, we're already out. And in turn, Congressman Brandon Gill of Texas has announced plans to impeach the judge for trying to assert himself in this process. And it's James Boasberg. He wanted a 14-day hold to examine this. Forget it. And okay, Democrats, go ahead. You go stick up for these guys.
You run on this.
A 14-day hold to examine this. Why? Just to stall the Trump administration. This is all they're trying to do. This is just a ploy. It's just a tactic. They want President Trump's administration to be stalled. They want them to be slowed down. You know, I don't really believe that there are any, unless you are so far removed from reality and you just don't live with the regular schmegglers like us. Maybe that's what the case. But I don't really believe there's any Democrats that are for real, that want these people as neighbors, man. They don't want the gang members as neighbors. They don't want these the people coming in here illegally that's causing crime and causing chaos. They don't want these people as neighbors. They really want these people deported. It's really about Donald Trump. This is all it's about. They will cut off their nose to spite their face. And this is a perfect example. And all the other stuff that they're doing and all the other things that they're pushing back. The judge should be impeached. This is ridiculous. And I'm looking at all of these interviews of the Democratic Party. And this is all they do. All they do is push back and push back and push back and tell you, oh no, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. Look, they are cleaning up the streets of America. And the only thing that you guys want to do is slow him down because you're just worried about party. You're not worried about the safety of Americans. You're not worried about the law. You're not worried about our laws. You're okay with people breaking our laws. I mean, aren't you guys the lawmakers? Aren't you supposed to be the stewards of American law? This is crazy. This is crazy, man. And as far as I'm concerned, President Trump and his administration, great job.
You said that
Tell
Barack
that to the
Obama,
nunnery family.
This judge is a Barack Obama
Yes.
appointee, and Donald Trump said, "Too late. You decided this. They're already out of U.S. airspace. They're flying down to El Salvador now. The migrants are already out of U.S. airspace when that judge ordered the planes to return." And he said the order came too late.
81 illegal aliens also arrested in Kentucky on ICE raids. So we've kicked out about 37.
The fact that there's even an order by the judge is disgusting. Sorry, man. That right there, this judge, I mean, they're playing a game. Think about it. American citizens, this is the if you voted for the Democratic Party, just take a look. Just all you have to do is open your eyes, okay, and ask yourself, you know, is the pushback by the Democratic Party, is it really for my best interest? Is it really? You should really ask yourself, because I guarantee you're not going to want some Trende Aragua gang members or M13 gang members as your neighbors. You're not going to want it. And if these people are committing crimes in this country and raping and selling drugs and drug trafficking and sex trafficking and stuff like that, why in the world would you want that in your country? It's ridiculous, man.
1,000 illegal aliens with criminal backgrounds and did some type of criminality once they were here. This is exactly what Trump's trying to do.
I just asked the question, Brian, again. Is this, you see these images of these violent criminals that were in our country. Do you guys want to be the party of these folks right here? Do you want to be the party of defending these folks? Something has to also be done. Brandon Gill, he's the youngest Republican in the House, represents my home state of Texas. He's offering these articles of impeachment. I don't think it's unwarranted. You got these federal judges that are acting like activists, trying to make sweeping measures for something that the president has the authority to do.
Right. So think about this. If you're Laken Riley's family and you find out the Democrats and this judge is saying, turn the plane around, bring it back to America, you know how many crimes that they would have perpetrated had President Trump not won the election and led the charge, but Tom Homan, the executor, of these plans to get rid of these people right away. So I just think overall, it's a great message. This is what they keep telling me. Like Henry Cuellar was the first to say it. It is so valuable to show the world the video of people being turned around. Don't just tell me numbers. Show people being turned around, because it bridges languages. They go, it's not worth it to sell my mud hut and come here with all the money I have to get into America. I'm staying.
It's a show of force. You're absolutely right. That video demonstrates power. It demonstrates force, and it demonstrates the fact that America is not playing around. The Trump administration is not playing around. Why in the world would you come here? You might as well stay out of this country, deport yourself, and if you've committed no crimes, and if you are a good citizen of your own country, come and do it the correct way. You know, I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were talking about this very topic. And you know, his argument was, oh, they're getting rid of all of the people that's picking the fruits and the vegetables. That was his argument. I'm like, man, first of all, that's insulting. Second of all, you think it's okay to commit a crime, right? It's okay to commit a crime as long as these people are picking your fruits and your vegetables. Dude, it's ridiculous and it's insulting. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to make a case that, oh, well, you know what? Crime is okay as long as you know, we're benefiting from it and we're not doing those jobs. Like, dude, it's ridiculous. At some point, you have to do something. And President Trump is doing something. He's locking down our borders. You know what? Our borders are more secure than they ever have been, from what I understand. Illegal crossings are at all-time lows. And this is what he campaigned on, and this is what we elected.
So this morning, hundreds of illegal immigrants, some with alleged gang ties, are no longer in the country. The Trump administration deporting them to an El Salvador mega prison. It comes as an Obama-appointed judge temporarily blocks the president from using a wartime act for deportations. White House border czar Tom Homan joins us now. So, Tom, this is a promise made, a promise kept, but it looks like a judge is trying to stop this. Why?
I don't know why. I don't know why any judge would want terrorists returned to the United States. I mean, first of all, the video, what a beautiful thing to see.
It's incredible.
Look, the President Trump, by proclamation, invoked the authorities of the Alien Enemies Act, which he has the right to do, and it's a game changer. And we removed over 200 violent criminals from the United States, just not TDA, but also MS-13. The actions of President Trump made this country safer. Every criminal alien, every criminal public safety threat and national security threat removed from this country makes this country safer. That's what the American voters voted for. That's their mandate as the president. The president's keeping his promise. President Trump's a game changer. The Alien Enemies Act hasn't been used in a long time. And when I watched the video and I saw, and I was involved this week in this whole movement, it's an extraordinary thing what the President Trump is doing to keep his promise to American people to make this country safe again. And he's doing a fabulous job.
So, Tom, I look at this judge. The flights were already in the air, in international waters. How did the judge get involved? Did these immigrants that were in the country illegally, did their lawyers get involved and make a petition to the judge? How did this happen? How did the judge know about the flights being in the air?
That's a great question. That's a great question. I would love to know the answer to that myself. And once again, this is just a ploy. This right here is just politics, man. The Democrats don't like what Donald Trump is doing, and they are trying to stall him and stop him. And they are trying to plead to the American citizen that this is wrong. But the American citizens do not agree with you, Democrats. American citizens want illegal immigrants out of this country. They want criminals out of this country. If you are an illegal immigrant and you are a criminal, we want you gone. It is simple as that. And if you want to come to this country and do it the right way, that is not a problem. Do it the right way. But the last thing we want is people coming over here who hates this country, who wants to protest against this country, people that wants to come over here and commit crimes and take advantage of American citizens. Because what? You feel like Americans deserve it. They deserve to be mistreated. They deserve violence against them. They deserve crime against them because of your situation at home. No, if you come to this country, you should be thankful. You should be thankful. If your country is so bad that you have to run away from it, and you feel like this is a better country, then be thankful. Make the country better, not worse.
And information was leaked somehow. I don't quite know how it got leaked, but there was a court emergency court hearing on five people that were on schedule to be deported. The judge had a written order that said these 5 people can't be removed right now. It wasn't until this flight was already in international waters heading down to El Salvador that the judge made some comment about returning the flights. We're already in international waters. We're outside the borders of the United States. I'm the border czar. Once you're outside the border, it is what it is. But they're in international waters, already on the way south, close to landing. You know what? We did what we had to do. Remove terrorists, significant public safety threats from the United States. By the order of the proclamation by the President of the United States, we did the right thing.
Tom, you say that it was 5 that were on there where this emergency hearing was coming. So why is the judge asking for the entire flight to be returned?
Your guess is good as mine, Lawrence. You got some radical judge who makes a decision.
This can't happen.
That just defies logic. I mean, who in the right mind, whether you're a judge or not, wants known public TDA, a recognized terrorist organization sent here by the Maduro regime to create havoc, to unsettle the United States through the use of fentanyl to kill thousands of Americans, violence to American citizens, raping and murdering young women in this country. They are enemies of this country, and President Trump treated them as enemies, and we did exactly what we should have done. Again, President Trump is going to make this country safe again. He's going to do it one illegal alien at a time. And this weekend, we did 261.
So Tom, what's next? Because I'm getting a little worried about the manpower. These guys they have to be tired. You got 30 guys in the stack going on different busts every single day. You're going to run out of money. It doesn't look like you're getting support from the Democrats on this. You're going against the judges now. What's next?
Another flight. Another flight every day. The teams are going to be out there every day. Every day, the men and women of ICE are going to be in the neighborhoods of this nation arresting criminal, illegal alien, public safety threats, and national security threats. Lawrence, you're not going to stop us. We made a promise to the American people. The President Trump has made a promise to the American people. We're going to make this country safe again. I wake up every morning loving my job because I work for the greatest president in the history of my life, and we're going to make this country safe again. I'm proud to be a part of this administration. We're not stopping. I don't care what the judges think. I don't care what the left thinks. We're coming.
Yeah. I just love seeing you going through these protesters just crunching on the apple as their liberal tears just flood the hallway. Tom Homan, thanks so much for joining the program.
You heard it. Tom Homan. He doesn't care what the judges say. He doesn't care what these people say. I think I think he actually raised a very, very interesting question in terms of financing. I'm hoping that they continue to, finance ICE, finance the border control, because I think it's important. Without borders, you don't have a country. It's very simple. And what they are doing right now is they are deporting people that have broken the law. Say what you want. They've broken the law. They're here illegally. They have to be taken back, or you can self-deport. It is really up to you. And Tom Homan is doing the job. President Trump, promises made, promises kept. And remember this: the Democrats believe in deportation of illegal immigrants. They do. It's a fact. As a matter of fact, there's plenty of them that spoke on it.
If you're a criminal, you'll be deported. If you plan to enter the U.S. illegally, your chances of getting caught and sent back just went up. The actions I'm taking are not only lawful, they're the kinds of actions taken by every single Republican president and every single Democratic president for the past half century.
I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone. If they've been working and are law-abiding, we should say, here are the conditions for you staying. You have to pay a stiff fine because you came here illegally. You have to pay back taxes. and you have to try to learn English, and you have to wait in line.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace, as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
Even as we are a nation of immigrants, we're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held accountable, especially those who may be dangerous. That's why over the past 6 years, deportations of criminals are up 80%. And that's why we're going to keep focusing enforcement resources on actual threats to our security.